Hello guys, in this series we are going to create a simple low poly grass with flowers in Blender, and then in part 2 we will scatter them on a surface, so make sure to follow the steps carefully to get the final result. Now let's jump right into the tutorial. Okay guys, first let's model a single grass strands. So first press X, then delete the cube, then press Shift A, go to mesh, then add a plane, then switch to edit mode. Now zoom in closer to see all the vertices, then press Ctrl R to add a loop cut on the middle part of the plane, then right click to confirm. Now select only the two top vertices, then press M, then choose at center, so the vertices will join together. Now select the remaining four vertices, then press S, then scale them down. Now select the last two vertices on the bottom, then press G, then X, then drag them down like this. Now select all the vertices, then press R, then Y, then enter 90 to rotate it 90 degrees on the Y axis. Okay, now press G, then Z, then move it up a little bit like this. Okay, now let's give it a random shape. So first select this single vertex on the top, then press G, then X. Now drag it backward like this, and select the middle parts, two vertices, then press G, then X, then move it backwards a little bit like this. Okay, now select these four vertices on the bottom and in the middle, then press S, then scale them down like this. Okay, so this single grass strand. Now let's duplicate it and give them each a random shape. So select all the vertices, press Shift D, then X, then move it to front like this, then press R, then Z, then 90 to rotate it 90 degrees on the Z axis. Now move it closer to the first strand. Like this. Then let's give it a random shape, different from the first one. So select this single vertex, then press G, then Z, then drag it down a little bit to make it have a different length from the first one. And also select the bottom two vertices, then press G, then Y, then just try to give it a different shape. And also to the middle vertex, move them a little bit backward like this. Okay, so now we have these two different shaped grass strands. So let's select both of them, then make sure you select all the vertices of both strands. Then after that press Shift D to duplicate them, then move them, the duplicated strands next to the first two strands. Okay, now let's rotate them, press R, then Z, then rotate it something like this. Yeah, okay, this will be good. I think we have some space between them, so don't overlap them. There should be a space between them. Okay, now finally let's select all vertices on the four strands. So select all the vertices of the grass strands, turn on the X-ray to check if all the vertices are selected. This one is not selected, so I will select it by holding shift. Okay, now let's turn on the X-ray, then duplicate this 4 strands. So press shift D, then Y to move it on the Y axis, and press R then Z to give it a random rotation. Okay, I think that's good, so I will leave it here. Now let's switch back to object mode. Then let's scale it down a little bit, so press S, then scale it down like this, then press S, then Z to scale it up on the Z axis. Okay, I think that's good for me. Okay, so you can adjust it more if you want. For me, I will leave it here. So select the grass strand, let's rename it to grass, then press Ctrl A, then apply all, so it will apply the scale, rotation and location of this grass as its default shape, scale and location. Now make right click, then set its origin to geometry. Okay, now we finished for the grass, so let's hide it for now. And finally, let's model a simple plant like or something flower. We can mix it with the grass. So press shift A, go to mesh, then add a circle. Now switch to edit mode. Then press S, then X, then scale it down on the X axis like this. Then let's move it to here, so press G, then Y, then drag it to here, something to here. Okay, now press F to fill all the space on the circle, then press shift D, then Y, then move it on the opposite direction and make sure we have some space between the two circles. Okay, now select this verse in here, just select it randomly, then press G, then Z like this, then press R, then X to rotate it on the X axis. So we have something like this. Now select one vertex on this circle, then press L, so it will select automatically all the vertices in this circle. Now press R, then X, and rotate it something like this, then press G, then Z, then move it up a little bit like this, so to match its position to the 3D cursor. Now do the same thing for this one. Select some vertices in the end part in here, press G, then Z, right click to confirm, then R, X, then rotate it something like this. Select one vertex in here, then press L, then R, then X, then rotate it a little bit like this. Now move it something right here. Okay, I think that's good for me. Now let's duplicate both circles, so select all the circle, press shift T, then R, then Z, then enter 90 degree, so it will rotate it 90 degree on the Z axis. Okay, this circle is not filled. I think I didn't select all the vertices, so let me go back, press Ctrl Z. Okay, now I will turn on X-ray. This will be helpful to select all the vertices. So I will select all the vertices again, then turn off the X-ray, press shift D to duplicate it, then press R, then Z, then enter 90. Okay, now it's properly duplicated. Okay, I think that's good for me now. Now I'll add a cylinder for the steam. So press Shift A, then add a cylinder, then scale it down by pressing S, then again press S, then Z, scale it up on the Z axis. Okay, press G and Z, then move it down. Okay, I'll scale it down again, press S, then scale it down, then press S and Z, then scale it up on the Z axis. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, now press Shift A, then add a circle again, then press S to scale it down, then press F, fill it the circle, then press E, then Z to extrude it on the Z axis, then drag it up a little bit like this, then select one vertex on the circle, then press L to select it all the vertices, then press S, then scale them down. So fill it the gap in here with the circle, so I'll scale it up a little bit and move it down a little bit like this. And tap a little bit. Okay, I will leave it here so nobody's going to see this. It will be mixed with the grass, so this flower will be very small, so nobody gonna see that detail, so we can leave it in here. So we don't need that much detail in here, so I will leave it here. So switch to object mode. So again press Ctrl A, then apply all, then make right click, then go to set origin and set its origin to geometry and rename it to something flower. Yeah, okay, this will be good. Now we finished modeling both things, the grass and the flower. Okay guys, that's it for part 1. In this video we modeled the grass and the flower. In the next part we will add them to a plane and scatter them to get the final result. Thanks for watching and make sure to watch part 2.